Now, Germany's Conservatives are kicking off the final stage of their campaign ahead of September's national elections. Chancellor Angela Merkel will be hoping to boost the flagging poll numbers of her would-be successor, Armin Laschet, here on the right. Merkel is not standing for re-election. The polls show voters in general, and even some members of Laschet's own party, are not happy with what's been seen so far as a gaffe-filled campaign by Laschet. Speaking at the rally, he aimed to portray himself as an effective crisis manager. He said Germany and Europe should play a stronger role in situations such as Afghanistan.
We as Europeans need to be able to secure an airport like Kabul Airport. We have to sit down with our European partners and commit funds so that in future we are able to mount such a security operation without American help.
And for more, I'm joined by Michaela Küffner, DW's chief political editor here in Berlin. Michaela, we just heard Armin Laschet there giving a sense of his very European-focused vision for Germany if he becomes the next chancellor. What would you say are his chances? How are things looking for him in the polls right now?
Bad. The polls really aren't looking good for him, particularly the personal ratings see him far behind the current vice-chancellor from the Social Democrats, Olaf Scholz, and that is a huge problem, not just with the electorate, who of course is the most important, but also within his own party. So these coming weeks, just over a month until those elections on the 26th of September, are also time for him to have to prove that he has what it takes inside the party. He was very forthright in calling for more engagement, more German and European, also military engagement. That is something that is perceived to be toxic when discussing that publicly as a politician, and it's in marked contrast to Angela Merkel, who was here to back him up, who wants to reassess what Germany has to do, but is not going in that direction at all. Let's just have a listen to what she had to say about Afghanistan.
The main goal right now is to save lives, the lives of our own citizens, German citizens, citizens from other NATO countries, but most of all those who helped us. Our soldiers over there are on an extremely difficult mission, along with other NATO troops. And I think I can say on your behalf that we want them to return home in good health. This is a hugely complicated mission. A big thank you to all soldiers who have taken on this operation.
Now, Germany is, of course, officially in its fourth coronavirus wave. Can you tell us a bit about how this is affecting campaign events, in fact, affecting the election as a whole?
Well, that would be an interesting question. I think at the moment we are seeing Afghanistan potentially become a game changer, not just because of the weakness it exposed, but also because there's a growing debate and realization that beyond that issue of climate change that became apparent during those devastating floods here, Germany's involvement abroad is something of a weak spot in German policy, to say the very least. Now, the corona wave has so many question marks over it. Yes, scientists are detecting that fourth wave, but how much of that will translate into actual deaths with so many people vaccinated, more than 60% here in Germany? And what will the new normal be under the Delta variant? So there's more question marks than true answers, but if this hits for real just before those elections, that could be yet another thing that could put the Conservatives, CDU, Armin Laschet under pressure.
All right, Michaela Küffner, DW Chief Political Editor, thanks so much.